I'm the luckiest man in the world right here. Right there. Thank you, Christy, for that. And by the way, the wait staff are great. I think we've got them convinced to vote Republican. No tax on tips. All right. They're with us. So we have some good news to share. The AP has called the race. We are going to be the nominee for the Republican Party going into. And this is important. This is a time that all of my opponents, they fought a good race, they fought a hard race. This is the time we get in the same boat, we row in the same direction. There is so much at risk in this country. We need to stand united for November. I welcome them aboard. Got it. You know, those primaries are something. I have to tell you, when I was a young FBI guy, I was chasing this guy named Johnny Apes Monteleone, a stone cold killer. I happened to see him on the street one day, and I go up, and I'm a young 26-year-old agent, and I flash my creds, and, you know, he's a stone cold mafia, old school Sicilian guy. And he says, I saw him working my pitch thinking, you know, we had heard that he had beat somebody nearly to death. And I was telling him, you know, that's bad for morale. When you beat one of your own crew nearly to death, somebody's going to talk to me. Why don't you come on downtown? We'll have a conversation. And he stopped for a minute, and he said, you know, sometimes a good beating keeps the family together. We just went through a good beating, and we are now together as a family moving forward. We're going to win in November because of it. Just a couple of quick things. I mean, this seems really surreal to me to think that a guy from no place in Michigan, a dad as a teacher, could even stand on this stage and say thank you all very, very much for getting me here. Yeah, you bet. 70%, but who's counting? So you think about my family and what this means, and it just tells me that really every day, if we work hard, if we do everything we believe in, you can still make it in America and do amazing things. My father was one of 8 kids. They lost their farm in the Depression, and my grandfather never recovered. They ended up moving 8 kids into a 900 square foot home. It was pretty tough on them. He was the first kid in their family that went to college on the GI Bill. Went and served during the Korean War as a tech sergeant in the Air Force. My mom lost her mom at 16 years old to cancer. She was an only child. Pretty difficult, right? You can find a lot of reasons to not get up in the morning in those kinds of circumstances. But they did it. They got back. They had a beautiful family, 5 kids. Well, 4 are beautiful, then they had me, but that's okay. I actually like to tell my brothers they stopped having kids when they reached perfection. Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, I get the same reaction from them, too. Don't worry about it. But to think that you can come really from just good stock and good people who get up every day and go to work and announce that you're going to run for the United States Senate and stand up here with people who I care about, who I know, and friends, and there's family here. Hey, woo-hoo. All right, yeah. And say, I know if we stand together, we can make a difference. I talked to a woman the other day who had booked her wedding over a year ago. Gets a call from the caterer. Can't do it for the same price. The food costs have gone up so much. That price put her out of the window. She's not going to get married this year. She'll probably hopefully get married next year. This woman who is in tears, working every day, working at a factory, hoping for a better life, got hit with what we know as Bidenomics. So when they talk about all these things and they're reinventing themselves and they're telling you we are not liberal, just don't pay attention to what we said or what we did or how we raised prices or how we raised gas prices, how we opened the border, don't pay attention to any of that. I want you to listen to the things that I have to say. We have to stand up and let people understand that there are people behind these decisions. I know a deputy sheriff lost his daughter to the fentanyl crisis facing Michigan. Started in China, went to the cartels in Mexico, came to Michigan, and took a young life. We know how to stop this. And I'll tell you what, when we work hard and I get to the United States Senate, we better put China on notice. There's going to be a price to pay. And I walked out of a factory the other day, and this group of folks who are with us, they are so with us. And they were saying, do us one favor. Don't let China take our jobs. So we have to think of a few things that we're going to have to do here together. I want to thank all of you for not giving up on politics. It's easy to do. It's easy to turn on the TV, and I just found out, by the way, they've got like several $1 million. I tell my wife, you can't watch TV for the next few months. Yeah, exactly. We have to put our heads down, our noses forward, and know a couple of things. We have to be the people who care enough about those people who are suffering right now. And all the places I've gone around the state, and local diners love them, there is more common sense in a Michigan diner than all the committee rooms in Washington, D.C. And here's what they tell us. They just want normal. They want their border closed. They want their communities safe. They want the drug trade stopped. They want crime in their communities down. They want their paycheck to go to the end of the month so they can afford groceries the next month. And I'll tell you this one, just last story, if I may, because we have so much to do. You've been here a while. I appreciate all of it. Also, as a young FBI guy, we were working a sexual trafficking case. This young woman, we get out of her circumstance. She's 17 years old, been in for 2 years. They had a spotter at the bus stop, made her a stone-cold heroin junkie. She had track marks in her arms, in her neck, back of her legs. Pretty awful. She gets in the car, staring out the window, doesn't say a word to anybody. And after about 10 minutes, doesn't even look at us, still looking out the window, says, "Do you know why I didn't kill myself?" Why? Because I knew somebody cared enough to come find me. This election is the most consequential election, I think, in my lifetime. We are going to change things for the better and get Michigan back on track, or we are going to let the Democrats take us to a place no one wants to live. We have to be the ones that tell the woman who is taking groceries off of the cart, off of the counter, and putting it back in her cart because she can't afford it, we have your back. We're going to tell the people in the factory today that are worried about it, we have your back. We're going to tell the police officers, we're with you, we have your back. We're going to tell the United States military, we will have your back. We're going to bring America back. God bless you. Let's get to work. Let's win in November.